Hi guys, this is Sajana Binil and welcome to the Super Achiever series. In today's series, I have Shreyansh with me. Shreyansh is a data analyst and he's currently looking for opportunities in a business analyst role. So he's recently cleared the ECBA exam and he's here with us in this interview. So welcome Shreyansh.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a warm welcome.
Okay, Shreyansh. So tell me, coming from a data analyst role, what made you choose business analysis?
So, ma'am, basically, I was with Amazon in ML Data Associate position. I have served many positions in my past as a sales, business development associate role, and with leading tech support agents also. So there was a blurriness in my mind, which was like I was getting into position. After some time, I was not able to figure out if I should stay in that position or I should switch to some other, because it was with the salary I in mind, but also with stability that will kind of make me believe that this position is meant for me. So I was not getting that kind of a confidence in any position that I was previously been. So I got to hear about business analyst role, and I got a feeling for the first time that this is the job that I was looking for. This is the position that I was searching for so long, for past 3 years. So that's why I chose business analyst as my career profession.
Okay, so you felt your skills are aligned to this profession.
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
And you can make use of your true potential can come out in this particular role.
Yes, exactly.
So were there any fears or doubts that bothered you while you were making this choice?
Yes, because I have been in many positions, as I have already said before. So there was first thing that the main thing that in my mind, how stable this position is for future and for future growth. So as I researched more, I got the confidence that I needed for moving forward with this position as a business analyst. And second thing, yes, I am from IT background, so I have prior basic knowledge of many coding things, but I don't like coding at all. So that was the second important thing that made me choose business analyst as a role, because in this position there is, I think, 1% of coding at max involved across the career growth. So keeping these two things in mind, I was absolutely sure that I need to go with this profile.
Okay, great. So was it easy for you while you were going through your learning journey in the masterclass? Was it easy for you to understand these concepts of requirements gathering, requirements life cycle and analysis, UML modeling? Was it easy for you to grasp these concepts?
Yes, ma'am. It was the learning platform, the learning the process that interactive learning follows made it very much easier for me to understand. But I had prior basic knowledge what a requirement means, what requirement life cycle, software life cycle. These all basic knowledge I had. But across learning, deep diving into the concepts, the process learning process model of interactive learning literally really helped me a lot. And so it was easy.
While preparing for the ECBA exam, was there anything as programming or technical knowledge that's required for preparing for this exam?
No, ma'am. Nothing of that sort. Because as I getting to learn more, I was having certain fear that at any point of time coding will come up, and I have to again go through concepts and coding languages. But that was not the scenario in this case in ECBA exam, because there was no coding or any description of coding also involved, and the terminologies used were for any person with good vocab. That's all it is needed for the ECBA exam.
Okay, so you're ready to pick up a purely functional role as a business analyst, So you're
yes,
ready
ma'am.
for that.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's the exam? Overall, the final ECBA exam with IIBA, was it easy for you to crack, or were there challenges?
I think there was no challenges, which is hidden from our sense. because once you start preparing and going through these key concepts and terminologies, techniques, it was quite clear that the exam I will crack. That I had the confidence before giving the exam, because I learned the concept very much thoroughly, because I knew that the questions will be coming from this BA book only. So this examples and what sense these concepts mean. So when these all start making sense to me, then it was easy, ma'am. It was not much of a task.
So what was the key thing that helped you to prepare for this exam? Any particular strategy that helped for you to quickly memorize? Because everybody feels that the syllabus is so huge. How will we study that?
Yes, ma'am. So I will start with blaming myself for one thing, that I was not consistent. Because when I started with the course, I was having no plans and anything personal that I have to give my mind and myself to. Then when I started with the course, then everything started coming up, like I have to be there, I have to be there, I should be this in this. So I was inconsistent. So when I was free with all the other stuff, so the first thing I decided, I should book the exam. So I booked the exam in the 10 days. I gave myself 10 days for preparing for exam, and then after 10 days I will go through that exam. So that was my first. So as soon as I booked the exam, I started getting that motivation and push towards the exam. So in the first 4 days, I gone through all the lectures which was saved in the portal. I gone through that with the hard book of BA book, because as I was learning from the lectures, the PDF really didn't help, because because when you have the book in your hand, you can make short notes or the key concepts, how should you learn, these all things you cannot do with PDF. So I took the hard copy of entire book, and then I started studying. After in the 4 days I did that, and after the last 6 days I gave mock, and I deep dive into all the chapters, right from the first chapter introduction to the end. So and I specifically gave my attention to the examples that was mentioned in the BA book, because when I started giving mocks, I realized that these examples are meant for asking questions also. So from the examples perspective also, the BA box is asking questions in the exam. So I started highlighting examples, and I started making sure that these examples are clear to me. So if all these things are performed, the ECBA exam was really easy for me now. And I completed my ECBA exam in 29 minutes. 29 minutes, I completed
really
my
nice.
exam.
That's record time.
Yes,
that's record
in
time.
29 minutes, ma'am. When I started giving my exam, so I was really furious what will be the questions. So I was really nervous. Once I started giving the exam, then while I was giving the exam, the pop-up came that your exam is completed. Then I realized I have completed all 50 questions. That was the confidence that I was having in the exam.
That's really nice. So that means you have gone through the practice questions enough number of times, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All those quizzes.
Every single questions I have gone through means 2 to 3 times, so that I have that kind of concept knowledge also, and the confidence also, which should be needed for the exam, ma'am.
I remember just a day prior to the exam, you had informed that, 1 or 2 days prior to the exam, you had informed. I told Swati, tell him that one new paper is going to be uploaded. I want him to solve that and go for the exam. You're taking that paper, right?
Yes, ma'am. All the papers from the November onwards, everything I have taken, means I have gone through these questions specifically for I think 3 to 4 times. And last day before the exam also, I was only solving mocks and everything. I didn't study anything. I just noted down points. I have gone through that, and I started with the exam.
Yeah, that's how it is easy, when you go through these mock exams enough number of times. When you practice again and again, it becomes relatively easy for you to answer. So any advice, lastly, any advice you would like to give the other people, the other students who are just in the process of preparing for the exam?
Okay, so I'll start with the best tip that best advice that I can give to anyone who is preparing for exam. Book the test first, because you should get the motivation and the boost and the push that is required for clearing the exam. Because while sleeping, while walking, you will get the feeling that no ECBA exam is coming up, and that is enough for the push. Secondly, I will suggest that start making examples out of it, because sometimes what I feel many topics was like it was not making any sense to me. So I started linking that particular concept with a live example.
Relatability,
so relatability. So when I started doing that, while examining in exam, while I was giving test, it was very much easier to select the option that is correct. Secondly, what I followed for the MCQ or the exam perspective was within the 4 MCQs, I started deleting first. I read the question and I started deleting the options that are not related at all.
Yes.
And what I felt was there is only one thing that is relatable, and except all are not relatable to that particular question. So that really helped me for marking the correct answer in the question. And third will be deep dive into concepts. So once after reading you'll get this chapter is my favorite one. Once you get these kind of a confidence from any chapter, then I think you are pretty much sure to clear the exam, because questions were direct, but questions were from the book itself, using those terminologies only which is included in the book. So if you have gone through the book itself, then it is an easy task to clear the exam.
That's really nice. Some very valuable insights you have given all the ECBA aspirants. That's really nice. Good tips and suggestions.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Shreyansh. Thank you for your time for this interview. I hope this interview is useful for all the other students who are going to appear for the exam in the coming months.
Yes, ma'am. It will be helpful, ma'am, because when I was preparing, I used to look at these kind of interviews only from interactive learning from YouTube, and because I was nervous too. So I think maybe this video will help in future aspirants.
Definitely. Thank you very much for your time, Shreyansh, and once again, congratulations and all the best on your BA journey.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.